yet. Here I am, boldly refreshing. Uncage your tiger.
number 10.
Kia ora and welcome to Waikato Steel Fabricators Park for round 1, week 4 of the 2021 Waikato Draught Premier A competition between Fraser Tech and Hamilton Marist. This is also the first match of the season being played for the Stag Trophy that Fraser Tech took off Melville last season, end of last season. It's a Rainfully Shield type trophy contested between the Hamilton City clubs. Fraser Tech are, as I've just said, defending it today. I'm Bevin Jenkinson. Alongside me I have in comments I have Nick Shoston, and on camera Joel Skulander is back. Nick, what's the weather conditions as Hamilton Marist run out?
As you can hear in the background, Hamilton Marist running out to a pretty good crowd here. You can hear the clapping. And I'll appreciate the weather today. We've got a dry track, a little bit of a wind coming from my right across to the left hand side. So as per usual here at the Waikato Steel Fab Park, it's good to kick here down into the deep corners towards Waikato Stadium.
How are the teams tracking this season, coming into week 4, almost at the end of round 1?
Yeah, well, Fraser Tech in the lead here. They're sitting on 14 points in first place.
Only undefeated team after 3 weeks. What a competition shaping up to be. 3
from 3. They had a good win last week where they beat Morrinsville, and that was 45 points to 14. Likewise, Hamilton Marist sitting at number 5 on 9 points, so not far behind after a loss last week to Otahonga, who are sitting in second place. Likewise in the rounds this week, Te Aomuru taking on Otahonga, 4th on the table versus 2nd.
Just going to have a minute's silence. Understand Fraser Tech lost one of their sponsors earlier this week with their funeral today, so if any of the family are watching, we send our condolences.
No.
So this one, on paper, I think Fraser Tech going into favourites, Nick. But you know, Hamilton Marist haven't been playing too bad rugby. Last week they took the first half to wake up, and when they did, they came out roaring in the second and actually had the lead at marginally just over Otahonga. That game ended up 47-42. So when we saw that scoreline after last week, it was pretty interesting. Fraser Tech comfortable winners against Morrinsville. In charge of today's match is a man on the screen there. The experience of Michael Winter, and he is assisted today by the 2 Andrews, Andrew Bow as well as Andrew Verco. Andrew Verco was in charge of the Premier B's game, which Fraser Tech won with a couple of minutes to go, 26-22.
Now we'll be kicking into a little bit of a breeze here, as we see Marist first 5 with the ball, Collard.
Marist playing left to right. And they go down towards the 22. Fraser Tech going to claim that quite comfortably. And they'll run it out just outside the 22 at the moment. Here at Mill Street, of course. If you're wondering what Waikato Steel Fabricators Park is, it's spinning it through the line now there for Nankivell. Nankivell out of a tackle, gets out of the second one. Got a bit of open space here, Nankivell. Some players outside him, but Marist have got a bit of a hand on this, and Lansdowne can't quite clean it up. So Hamilton Marist playing under advantage. There for the Angus Kay. About 5 metres inside their own half. Still playing under a knock-on advantage. Goes out there to Ben Facita. And might be a double knock-on. Things just to calm down a little bit here, Nick. But encouraging start actually. Both sides. Fraser Tech running it out for a little bit, but Marist having some play with the ball as well.
Yeah, off to a phonetic start there. That's a really good start from Nankivell. Took the ball under his wing there and charged through the defensive line. Just couldn't link up. It looked like there was a little hand just in there from a Marist player, and we'll see a scrum set back inside Marist, inside their 10-metre line here.
You might wonder why there's a road sign you might be able to just spot out. It's called Pete's Corner. Fraser Tech, when they played at Elliott Park, used to have a guy come in from the streets, wears Fraser Tech gear, and play ball boy basically at Fraser High School. Beat the ball back, apparently quite a character. So they've dedicated a bit of Waikato Steel Fabricators Park to him.
It's a fantastic sign of respect for the man there. As we see the scrum just struggle to get that ball out.
Can't have rugby without scrum resets, Nick.
No, it's a little part of the game I'm not sure I understand, but looks like we're going to have another one set here, still in the same spot.
Well, we came to that conclusion last week, didn't we, that the English is not the hardest language, it's the front rows.
Yeah, it's the front
row language is the hardest one.
Definitely more comfortable in the back line. I'll help you explain some of those things later.
I probably look a bit like a front rower these days. So, Marist scrum, 15 metres in from touch, broadcast side, 5 metres inside their own half stall. All but Bristow out left. Bristow comes around now, goes to him. He's going to hit it up. First piece of the set play. I'll go left again now. Therefore, Jordan Cox on the halfway line. And Fraser Tech have won a penalty. Not releasing the tackles. Nick, is that a numbers thing there?
Yeah, it looked like someone just got around and was letting someone release the ball there. So, interesting tactics here by Marist though. Happy to run it and they're going a little bit sideways. They're going to have to revise that. Fraser Tech looking strong on defence. Looks like Fraser Tech here just looking to opt to take a kick to the line. Kicking into the Pete's corner as we just spoke about before. So both teams looking to attack right from the onset.
Well, we saw it last season with Fraser Tech, didn't we? Their back three, Cook Savage, Tafari, who's playing in the centres.
Yes.
Kim's Fabling, who's been playing a bit of sevens recently as well. That Lansdowne playing at the back, that's taken at the back of the line out for Tech. And they've got a good maul going on here, but Marist trying to come through the middle to disrupt. They're slowing it down a little bit, but Tech have it at the back of the maul currently. 5 metres inside the 22. Still being moved on. Marist have some numbers there, they just can't stop it at the moment. The ball is at the back. And they're now 6-7 metres out. Kay has it. Firing it out through the back line and just short of the try line. A few metres short of the try line here. Now therefore Peter Neely. And they'll go right this time. Fired out through to the wing. Cook Savage with ball in hand. Now it's Kay. Offloaded! And we're going to have the first try of the game.
Yeah, it's a good
Fraser Tech have opened up.
Yeah, it looks like Tafari's got the
Valence Tafari on the short-hand side. And Nick, I actually reckon that's a repeat of the Morrinsville match we had last season.
Yeah.
Where actually no, Tech didn't score the first try in that one, but just a short ball along the side there, caught dapping on the blind.
Yeah, well, it all started at the base of the scrum with Dixon, and he's gone to the first 5. He's fired out a huge cutout pass, which sort of got stuck on the wing for a moment there, but it was tidied up beautifully by Tafari with a short pass, and he's just waltzed through. And interested to see how he goes at the centre. Used to seeing him on the wing, and I've moved him in today, so there's a few changes in the ranks.
Well, with the backline Fraser Tech have, they need to fit him in somewhere.
Yeah, and it's not the worst centre to have out there. He'll definitely have the pace.
Part of the Waikato Mitre 10 Cup squad last season. Bunnings NPC, whichever way you want to call it these days.
Yeah, Fraser Tech had an impressive backline last year. Played some good rugby and particularly enjoyed Coombs, Fabling and Cook Savage last year. So it'll be interesting to see how Tafari goes in that centre.
The conversion's away to the right though.
Well, it's a good start from Tech.
Score remains 5-0. Can't forget too in the locking in the forward department, number 5 for Fraser Tech, a man that's played over 200 games, club games, something quite incredible. Doesn't look a day over 20, I told him. Kick off down towards the 22, and good pressure here from Marist from the kick off. Now it's being shoveled along the back line, and Fraser Tech playing the territory game. Decent kick down towards the Marist 5 metre line, but not much pressure there. It'll just be a little short stab.
Just looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there from the fullback and the wing, as either one of them sort of gave each other a glance as if the other one was going to pick it up there, and just a bit of confusion. Managed to scramble out again though, but it was a great educated boot there from the number 10.
Shortened line out, 4-man line out from Fraser Tech. gone down to the back to Ioane, to Jenkinson, now to McCurran, who hits it up. Marist looking to get in there and disrupt, and they get a penalty.
Yeah, good tackle there from Cox to stop the move dead in his tracks, didn't it?
Yeah, Fraser Tech were just under a bit of pressure there, and a raking hand comes in to secure it, but the Mike Winter's pretty visual on it. Says I'm not having any of that, and the touch find is quite a decent one, 15 metres in, inside Fraser Tech's half. Gilhini Black will be thrown to the line out, and Marist has gone for a short one themselves, looking to go down to the back. Nice little take there off the top, now being true to Collard. Nice little hit up there though. Collard with the ball in hand, shoveling it off to Tupou, out to the winger there for Bristow, and there's a penalty advantage being played currently. Good hit on Chris Fawcett, man who plays cricket for Star University. And Marist up towards the 22 metre line now. And just a little knock on in there from Marist, but they were looking pretty positive. Some real good ball movement both sides here, mate.
Yeah, well, Marist had a good build up there, and they'll be a little bit upset to lose it there. They built up well. There were 5 or 6 good positions and phases, and just again looking to hold the ball today and expanding wide. It's good to see. So again, we'll see Fraser Tech looking to come out of their 22, and be interesting to see whether they look to use that boot again. It was a big kick that went over, and there's some real open spaces here behind Marist, down to our corner towards the stadium.
Do let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're supporting, any comments. Not always read at the time, but we do go back and have a flick through to see what people are saying, so please be careful. So
good to hear some of the Hotep who supported us last week give us
correcting us gently.
Yeah. And duly noted, taken on board.
Definitely. Dixon goes right hand side. The blind kick from Savage is just bouncing into touch, but they'll go quickly, Marist. Playing it through the middle.
Yeah, good run from Jenkinson there.
And I'll win a penalty as well. Leaving their feet is the call from Mike Winter.
Yeah, could have been Luani in there.
He looked pretty guilty as he got up,
Yeah,
actually.
200 games, he knows when he's infringed. He just stands up with a big smile. There was a good little run back then from the number 15 from Marist, Jenkinson.
And it's going to find touch. 5 metres outside Tech's 22. They've definitely come out to play today. Ball goes short. Ioane tries to get him, mess it up, but he can't. There for Collard. Now for Fawcett. And Fawcett gets caught in a couple of tackles. There for Kay. Now there for Dunlop. Going sideways at the moment, Marist. Hit up there from Tupaia. And there's a knock-on advantage being played the way of Marist. I'm just wondering whether Fraser Tech player had just got in the way of the pass there and may have knocked that one on.
Yeah, I don't think it was on purpose, but they'll have a scrum. And just an update to the players' numbers out there. There's been a change. Number 22, you'll see on your screens, is sitting in at number...
Terry Pongi?
Yeah, at number 12. So if you're looking a bit confused there, it'll be a swap from 12 to 22, and that's to do with...
the sponsor that passed away during the week.
Yes. So.
He's part of the sponsors group of the number 22 jersey. So they decided to start Pongi in the 22 jersey as a sign of respect. So Marist 5 metres outside Fraser Tech's 22, and another reset.
Yeah, he started well with the number 22 on his back. He's made a couple of big hits there, so he's obviously going...
Yeah, well, I mean, we were talking about the Fraser Tech backline before. I mean, you know, there's 3-4 players, but you know, Terry Pongi's not too bad either.
No, he's a good defender.
Matt Lansdowne's the man playing at the fullback, but I think he's inside the line at the moment. So 10 and 15, it's swapped a bit defensive. And it's a penalty. Fraser Tech collapsing, dropping the bind there. Nick, take the points maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 5 zip, so, you know, take the 3. It's still a long way to go in the game, but
what do we know? They never considered it.
No, they haven't. There's been 2 turned down now, and they're just kicking to that corner, so Marist back themselves. To be fair, the line-out's been going well for Marist at the moment. It seems to be one of their strengths, so...
one of the cars out on the road's done a very good job. Ball just bounced over the top of it.
Yeah.
Driver would have known.
I think if you're Marist there, you're looking for some quick ball off the back and, you know, get it out to those backs. Jenkinson's had a good run, so maybe get it wide to him and see what he can do in this corner.
Goes down to the back and they're going to maul it. Fraser Tech's backs and they're going in close towards the line, but haven't got it now. There for Fawcett off to Tupou. Tupou dragged back in a tackle. Being held up as well, and there's an offside advantage being played. But flat is a little bit of a scuffle off the ball, but
just rubbing in the final bits of liniment as we get into the game here. So
yeah,
nothing major. Yeah, Fraser Tech are up a bit quick there, and like you said, Bev, Tupou had this cut back in. Yeah, so now we take the points. Didn't quite work out in the first instance there, but I think this is the wise thing to do. As you've been up here for a while, you've got to get something back.
Yeah, well, the pressure has been telling a little bit from Marist.
And he'll be kicking straight into it here, Bev.
Leaning the other way. Oh no, just getting it. Because of the surface that's being used for the camera, that's why it's a little bit angled. You'll see on screen. So the kick, the penalty, just the right hand uprights. 18 out. And no problems for Collard. Hamilton Marist on the board, 5-3.
Yeah, they'll be needing those points if they've been in their half a few times now and haven't managed to secure any points, so they'll be happy with that. And they'll go back and look to reset, get back into the Fraser Tech side of the field. Wind's definitely favouring Fraser Tech here at the moment, so Marist need to hold on to that ball or use those touch lines. They don't want to get caught without support in those middle flanks.
So another games today, no scores in the Melville Hamilton Old Boys or Te Amuru Otorohanga. And Morrinsville currently leading 14-7 over Hamilton University. This kick goes down to Fawcett, gets out of a couple of tackles. Just outside the 22 now for Marist. Looking to make some space inside in the field.
Yeah, it's a good drive.
Yeah, one player with him. Now they're looking for territory. He hasn't really gained anything there. And great challenge from Kim Fabling, but Hamilton Marist end up back with it. Being shuffled through from Hamilton Marist. Some good tackles going in. Hasn't disrupted things too much though. Still with Marist. They have gone backwards. Now they're inside the 22 far side. Run off runners with a support player coming. Now they're going to play. Collard says let's play it down this end, but it hasn't found touch there for Cook Savage. His man's down, not happy with the kick. He's kicked it downfield, but Fawcett deciding to return, play a bit of force back. Now he's out of a tackle. We've seen a few tackles being broken. Tech seem to be running onto this ball a bit more cleanly at the moment. There for Lansdowne. gives it a bit of a pump with his legs, but gets caught 2 metres outside the 22. Now there for Tongia. And that was playing for Mercury Bay last season, the Thames Valley competition. Peter Neely with it. Still middle of the field outside the 22. Neely again. Oh, short ball there. Fraser Tech not going anywhere. And leaving their feet is what they're doing, Nick.
Yeah, and it's a bit unlucky for them. They've just put together probably 9 to 10 really good phases. 1 or 2 off the ruck and angling back. So they obviously spot something on the flanks of that Marist ruck and maul. But Marist up to the task, and some really good defence there, particularly from their number 8 Cox and from the big 4 and 5. So tight 5 doing a good job and being supported well by Cox.
Melville on the board at Collins Road against Hamilton Old Boys, 3-0. The other side of town there, because Hamilton Old Boys will be wanting to put away their performance from last week when Hautapu played a bit of rugby with them.
Yeah.
I think almost ran out of digits on the scoreboard there, Nick. Yeah. 50-0. Anyway, back to this game. Hamilton Marist just inside Fraser Tech's 22, halfway. One there from Josh Barham. Some short inside balls being played. Now Marist find the advantage line. There for Tupou. Tupou shows and goes himself. Fawcett helping him out. There for Jenkinson, sorry. Barham trying to rumble it up. Gets to the 10 metre line. Now it's Barham's locking mates with Seppo. They go left, Collard. Throwing it out there for Dunlop. Dunlop out of a couple. Onto the 22 now. Kay goes short side once more. It might have been a little bit of knock on, but Mike Winder says yes, it was a knock on from the halfback. Angus Kay not picking that one up cleanly.
No, it would be a shame. It was a really good build up then. 5 or 6 good phases going out to the left and tackling well. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with Kay at the moment. He's distributing the ball well and just running the forwards around. Wouldn't mind seeing just a little bit of change in their play, a tiny little bit of one dimension there with just moving left and right, so they need to maybe put a bit of pressure behind the defence line and get to Whare and Pongi just thinking about whether they're going to drive forward or hang back, so just need to shift those play a little bit.
Yeah, Otaronga on the board at Albert Park and Te Awamutu as well, 5-0. Don't have any scores from the Hautapu Matamata game currently.
Been impressed with both defences here today, Bev. The midfield especially. Haven't seen too many things go through since the big run at the start there from Nankerville.
I think they've both had a couple of missed tackles, but no, the defence has been pretty good. Dickinson goes blind. Kick downfield, there's nobody home though.
It's an awkward one there.
Awkward one there for Jenkinson. It's his second one of the game, but he's cleaned this one up better than he did the last one. Down to Lansdowne. Lansdowne looking at his options. Finds some support midfield. Ioane looking for it, but he goes to Lansdowne. There for Pongi. Being shuffled along to Coombe Fabling. Coombe Fabling chips it through. And Jenkinson just can't tidy it up. Can now and fires a little backhand pass. The kick does not find touch. Goes down to Nankerville. Penalty advantage being played the way of Fraser Tech. Ioane with it. 15 metres in from touch. 15 in from the try line. Dola Iti Leoa. Leoa dinking and diving. Tries to go straight up the middle. Now there for Peter Neely. And there's a knock on from Kuri Tongia. But Fraser Tech playing with some intensity there, Nick.
Yeah, it's a fast match here if you think you're going to miss it. Some good work there from the Fraser Tech forwards, and particularly Nankerville again. He's been a real powerhouse. He's cleaned up a few rucks and mauls and just steadied the ship for them. And they look to hit the line out. This is probably one of their best attacking of the game, and I look to throw into a line out. Yeah, if you look
Right in that corner.
first ride for Fraser Tech's having a good game too.
They keep going down to the back, and penalty advantage being played Fraser Tech's way, bringing down the maul. Hamilton Marist have got to be watching their discipline. One off runners off the ruck now. Like Winter says, it's held up, so we go back to the penalty.
Well, I think if you're in the Fraser Tech camp here, you're just looking to either hit the back of that line out again, or possibly look to set that ruck and maul and go wide. They've been really strong in the backs. Been impressed with the first
Well, until Marist
today.
pulled that maul down, it actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was going well.
Fraser Tech have already had one very good maul movement on the other side of the field, where Hamilton Marist just couldn't stop it. They did eventually and turn the ball over, but that was one time. I think Fraser Tech need to look at that and say, let's try it again. This one's been overcooked. It's a juggle as Fraser Tech have knocked it on. It's in the hands of Fawcett for Marist. He's finding some support runners. Outside the 22 now is Hamilton Marist. They'll go left. Penny Black fires one across field. Nothing wrong with a hooker showing his ball skills. They're for Noah. 8 metres inside their own half. As Collard has it. There for Kay. Fawcett. Now for Bristow. Bristow out of one tackle, met by 2. Solid defence, short of the halfway line. Fraser Tech have won it, but Nick, I think he knew it too, because he had the ball in his hands and goes, I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
No, definitely infringement there, but it was a good tackle just before that. Marist looking good here again on attack, and they've done well to get out of their own half. It's really been the flow of the day, really. The team that seems to be attacking gets so close to just getting over the line, and the other team seems to drive them back out of their own half. So it's been very frenetic.
The scoreboard of 5-3 shows that. Sometimes you look at the scorecard and see 5-3 and think there's not too much attacking going on, but definitely the opposite here. Henry Black to throw the line out on the 22. The K off the top. Collard back inside to Bristow. Bristow making some metres. Goes left for Sosefa. Marist committing enough players to make sure that they don't lose the ball at ruck time. Just about that though, you've got to stay on your feet as well. Ball squirts out. And Nick, you just said it, didn't you?
Well,
attacking opportunity and coughing the ball up.
They've proven me right here, they've done it twice again. Real shame there. Marist showing some good signs, being right on attack, and I was just about to make a comment. They were just showing some good shape, throwing an inside ball from number 10 back inside. Looked like some good dynamic rugby there. We just got a little bit scrappy there in the last few minutes. So
Bristow made that good break.
Yeah, it was a great break.
Only a half one almost. That Fraser Tech was slow to shut down, even though they had the numbers there.
Yeah, good scrambling defence again. Again, the defence has been fantastic from both sides.
So the scrum 6 metres out from Fraser Tech's own try line.
You can definitely tell there's a lot in this today, Bev. Both teams really giving it 110 out there.
Only 1 week left after today of round 1, Waikato Draught, Premier A Club Rugby. Split off into round 2, Premiership and Championship after that. And there's still a lot to play for actually just about all 10 teams. Mathematically, they can still. University, who are at the bottom at the moment, could make it. But pretty jam-packed in the middle there.
Yeah, 5 points between 6 and 1 at the moment, so there's not a lot in it, you're right.
Third scrum reset of the game. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, brought to you by Bev's Broadcasting. Pleasure to have your company wherever you are tuned in. Facebook have updated their algorithms and it tells you even country, regions and all that, Nick, and Japan, Argentina, Canada. We've heard of people. Oh, big scrum from Hamilton Marist, but they've been pinged for wheeling. She's angling in the props.
Yeah, well, they've just given Fraser Tech a little bit of relief there. So they'll use this wind advantage just to clear the pressure, and it's a good kick. He's been using that left foot really well today, Lua. He's a big unit too, good runner. He hit the line hard, he's not shy of getting stuck in. He's not your traditional Andrew Mertens type first five.
Not quite the height of Mertens though, because Leo was quite short in stature. Yeah. Shorten line out again from Fraser Tech, 12 metres inside their own half. All goes down towards the back. Bit of a wobbly one, but one. Leo puts boot to ball. It's an up and under. Krim Swabling is underneath it, takes it. It's a great catch. Has some support there from Tafari. Oh. And then all of a sudden Fraser Tech are inside the 22. They go right, and Inkerville being thrown out to Ioane. Little ball there to Tongia. And it's an intentional knock on.
Yeah, well, he's just got a hand in there. It's, he's definitely going to get the penalty against him, but he's just got the hand stuck in that tackle there. So
well, you could almost hear from the from the hit that he never tried to catch that ball. It was pretty hard contact.
Yeah, unfortunately the rules of those to be followed though. Good run there from Tafari at number 13. Looks like he's been hit the gym in the off season. He's a lot bigger than I remember last year, and he's broke the line and pumped those legs well.
I think that was one of the parts of him being in the Waikato squad. So he needed to bulk up a little bit. And from memory, he actually played a few games for Waikato last season.
It looks like they're going to take the penalty here and go for the points.
Yeah,
five theory head points have been hard to come by, so after a lot of pressure and back and forwards, they're going to take those three.
It's actually Tafari who scored the winning try against Canterbury last season in what was quite a thrilling game, and 90th minute, Joel, roughly?
Sorry, no, that was the year before.
Sorry. Year before, yeah. Sorry.
My bad.
Joel, you're feeding the misinformation there. Fake news. Fake news. Got to take those wins over Canterbury any day, any year, any time you can get them. The penalty straight out in front.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Easy with the wind directly behind him there.
Unusual when you come up to a game, is it, that you pretty much see the wind going straight down the field.
Yeah,
it's usually blowing across or into one corner, but
for the amount of wind there is today, they haven't used it a lot. We've just seen in the last few movements to relieve pressure and hit those touchline using it behind them, and the up and under seem to work pretty well.
So Masisi Murphy is on the field as Joel gets in behind the camera because he's doing some double work today with the scoreboard as well next to him. Many talents.
There it is.
Leoa goes back to boot as well. It's Fasita that's come off the field for Marist. There for Jenkinson. Shrugs off one. Caught by a second into touch as Andrew Bow puts his thug up. Lands down, goes the old KFC and pegs Hamilton Marist back. That's not a bad option at all, Nick.
No, well, it was a good run back there from Jenkinson, but lands down equal to the task, gets a quick one in and then drills him back into the corner. And Marist will be back trying to defend out of their own line again.
Those vigilant of you will have noticed that I didn't start the clock on time. Got too excited at the start of the match actually. So the time you see on screen isn't just a rough estimate. As Ioane's got in the middle of this, but Marist have ended up with it through Gilheeney Black. Midway 10 metre line 22. Shoston goes to the Marist player off there to Cox.
He's had a big game, Cox, so far.
Okay, Collard, Fawcett. Now Tupou. Marist getting their numbers into the tackle though. Fawcett back over the top. Through there to Tudro. And he'll be bundled into touch. Interesting there, Nick, that as soon as the ball went into touch, Marist made sure that there was no quick line out being thrown this time.
Yeah, well, Fraser Tech relieved a bit of the pressure last time through their fullback Lansdowne, but not to be this time. But Marist again happy to attack down this left-hand flank through to Joe.
Ball down to the back for Fraser Tech, they want it comfortably. And being taken in there into the tackle. That comes out right for Tech.
It was Dunlop with the big hit there.
Hamilton Marist have won it from that hit as well. Here for Sefa. Kay force it. Now for Dunlop. Jenkinson in from on the line. And it's a little knock on.
Yes, good tackle from the first five for Fraser.
Couple
Tech.
in there from both sides actually.
Yeah. So Cox with the big one originally there, turned the ball over. Marist came back well, but the big tackle, spot tackle there from the Uia. Fantastic. He's a great first fight. He's got all-round skills, runs it, good defence.
Oh, first time I've seen him play, I am quite impressed myself actually.
Yes, good left boot.
Nothing wrong with with someone who has got a good left boot, because when you got Lansdowne playing as well, he's very strong off his right foot. Complement each other quite well when it comes to the kicking game. So Cook Savage and Kim Spabling on the left hand side for Fraser Tech. Everyone else right hand side on the line. Hamilton Marist are playing scrum time pressure, but Michael Winter says let's put it down again, both sides coming up.
Yeah, well, interesting from Fraser Tech. They do have the left side here loaded, but they maybe still looking for number 10 to clear it down. And looks like Bristow's just sitting in the pocket behind here, which is a good ploy from Fraser Tech. They're bringing the wing up, and it exposes that hole, so we could see the ball channeled back into these trim lines.
That one's a little bit chilly, but not too bad.
Yeah, it's just picking up a little bit. It's probably just playing a little bit harder again than it was at the start. And I think a conservative Fraser Tech will look to drill the ball back here behind this Marist line and try and beat Jenkinson into this touch.
I think it's pretty much going to go to. No, it's going to come blind. Cook Savage. Off to Statement, who's got some wheels. Inside ball back to Dixon. Now some quick ball. Oh, nice little ball from McCurran. Finds Nankerville. And that was set up really well there, Nick. What a play from Fraser Tech.
Yeah, well, they loaded that left side as we talked about before the try. And he spoke about a conservative Fraser Tech, but that was certainly anything but conservative as they looked to expose that little short side. And it was fantastic interplay there from Cook Savage. And
that's going to be this week's tries of the week.
Yeah, fantastic from Fraser Tech here. They've done a lot of hard work, and tries have been hard to come by from today, so that was a great build up from in their own half, and I don't think Marist were expecting that.
It was quick, clean ball, and nothing really stopping. McCurran running on to a good pass, Nankerville just on his shoulder, quick, nice little offload to him.
Yeah, and as a back, Cook Savage had a chance there. I mean, he could have stayed on that touchline, but he chose to cut back inside, change the keep that pace up well, and he looked to link in. So it's educated play for Cook Savage. He'll be happy with that when he looks back at the highlights, and I think the coach will be too.
See people tuning in from Florida, Sydney. Great to have you all wherever you are. Do let us know if you like. Any comments? Being 3 just before half time here, Waikato Steel Fabricators Park, Mill Street, and no problems from either side off their kickoffs. Receiving kickoffs. This one 13 metres inside Fraser Tech's half. Leoa going to play some territory, but Fraser Tech Hamilton Marist have read that quite well. Collard off to Jenkinson. Caught just short of halfway. Fraser Tech in there looking. I think Liam Coombs-Fabling was looking at it, but couldn't get it. Difference has been that Marist have got numbers to their rucks. Fraser Tech hanging off a little bit. Not too much advantages either side. So Sefa with a little dive. Not back is the call. Tupai has it, and Coombe Fabling trying to take the intercept, but was tackled as well. Kay finding one off runner. There for Whenua. Jenkinson on the line. Fawcett looking for some run. And the wingers just knocked it on. Lee Bristow, it was a short low pass and just couldn't get the laces in it.
Yeah, I think you alluded to it just back a few moments ago where you talked about the numbers of people getting to those rucks and mauls. One thing I've just noticed is Fraser Tech are just struggling to get the same numbers as Marist there. It could be something we see going further and deeper into the game. In contrast to last week, Bev, noticed the halfbacks have done a lot less kicking and more interested in distributing with the ball.
Yeah, keeping ball to hand quite cleanly both sides, using the ball to boot only when they need to and when the opportunity's there. Hamilton Marist managed to read that last play quite well, with Tudro that managed to stop it.
Marist have putting things together pretty well. Just looks like their fitness might be just in front of the game. A few big boys out there taking some big breaths for Fraser Tech, particularly in their back line.
Scrum there with Dixon has it at the back of it. There from one good run there from Cook Savage. Ioane off a tackle, finding some support there from Nathan Smith. They're up towards the Marist's 10 metre line. Dixon with a stab through, but not a lot of chasers coming through. And some good tackling. Great defence as Nick Shoston has elaborated on in this game. Kay has it right in front of their own post. Fawcett, Tudro. And the ball's out. Nice little dummy as he picked the ball up. Dummy from the back of the ruck, and the ball down here to Lansdowne. Fires it inside to number 10, Leua.
I think a few forwards would have liked to have seen that go out, Bev.
I think so, as Ioane spots a little hole off the side. Now Pongia has it. Hasn't had too much success with ball in hand today, but good carry from him there. Nankivell with the dummy.
He's been getting involved.
Dixon, who does love it, a good snipe off the back. Still short ball there, not making any room though. They tried again, Fraser Tech, looking to go right. Dixon, Nankivell, he's caught him a good tackle.
Cook Savage just getting involved there too, and they've got the penalty.
Some momentum really building there for Fraser Tech though.
Yeah, I've been impressed with number 22, Ponga. He's done some amazing work today, some good tackles, a couple of good drives. Yeah. Correction, Pongai. He's had a good game today. He just drove up really well there and brings a lot of momentum to that number 12 spot.
Yeah, I might have jumped the gun earlier on with the clock because it's mine showing 43. Mike Winters is obviously not.
I don't think we've been right yet this season. As they look to line out late in the first half here.
Line out on the 5 metre line. Corey Tong out. Look down to the back and taken. So that was Smith that's taken that on the line out. Good driving ball here from Fraser Tech. Over the line and it's scored. I have to look and ask the Joel behind camera to see who what that number is. We'll give it to Fraser Tech at least.
Yeah, Fraser Tech, that's a great try. They've been using the forwards really well, and just in the last few minutes, probably the last 20 minutes, using the big boot of Leula to drive down into this corner and just
no guarantees.
happy to just keep plugging away, and build up the pressure.
So it looks as though that was Peter Nelly who scored. And looking at the reserves and all that, it is half time.
Well, the big prop will be happy with that going into half time.
It's amazing that this score's 20 to 3 is kick to come. Game does not look a 17-point ball game at the moment.
No, well, I mean, it's been pretty even, and then it just seems to be Fraser Tech are taking these opportunities. What I will say is, though,
Conversion is successful.
as Fraser Tech just sort of moved into a different pattern of the game where they look to drill into these corners. So, 40 minutes to go. I think Marist could adopt a similar philosophy, and we could see a lot of the game back down in this corner.
Yeah, I think Holden and his coaching staff, Leon Holden and the Marist coaching staff will be saying, keep ball in hand, make smarter decisions, and come out to that second half. It's only 3 tries. 3 tries is not much. What do you think Daniel Tickle will be telling his Fraser Tech boys?
I think they'll be setting a pretty deep back 3, and they'll be looking to hold on to the ball. I think the key will not to be running away from their support and get trapped inside their own 22, particularly in the middle, but he'll be happy with the way they've performed, and I think he'll be saying to his first 5, hey look, I enjoyed the way you kicked the ball into those channels, and let's look to do that again.
Anyway, that is half time here at Waikato Steel Fabricators Park. It's also the first match of the Stag Trophy for the season. It is the home side, Fraser Tech 22, leading Hamilton Marist 3.
Pay 1.99% per annum for 2 years on balances transferred to an ANZ low-rate visa to help make managing debts less of a mission. Search ANZ low-rate visa today.
Spend all weekend watching your favourite movies and shows together on Netflix. Stream non-stop now on any Spark flexible broadband plan.
Right, welcome back to Waikato Steel Fabricators Park, Mill Street, here in Hamilton, just across the road from the stadium. Kick-off. Fraser Tech 22-3 leading. The game's been a bit better than that. Nick Shoston, thoughts of the Oranges?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've tuned in just to start watching now, I mean, the score doesn't really reflect the game. It's been pretty even contest. It seems to be Fraser Tech have just finished better at the critical moments.
Kim Sabling puts a good old Gary Owen up and under. Down. He's pretty good under the high ball, but can't win that one. Now it's Susefa off the back of the ruck towards the halfway line. Comes right. Still in the middle of the field for Marist on the halfway line. There for Collard. Little chip through, force it onto it. Can't get it, but he will get Lansdowne.
Well, there's the first signs in the second half that both teams have looked to use the boot early.
Could be just a feeler to start that second half.
Yeah, feeling each other out a little bit, but I think that's going to be an intention from both teams in the second half. You see the sun's just slowly starting to set as the shadows creep onto the field, so that's going to be something the players are going to have to contend with.
Marist have won it. It's been spun out, skipped past, it can't quite find Draught, and he's caught a little bit high. There is an advantage being played from Winter. Little inside ball from Cater. Forcer, who's met hard. Draught. Yeah, there's a bit of a questioning on the arms from the Marist Bees players in front of us, but Winter says go back to the high tackle.
Yeah, well, a couple of high shots there. McCurran the second one, but I think he's going to go back to that first one. No injury came of it, but we've just got to be careful to keep those arms down. So Marist will look to take the touch line, and this is where we saw Fraser Tech attack for a majority of the late part of the first half. So
a lot of the game has actually been played down, the last 15 minutes almost, into that corner.
Yeah, it seemed to be in a philosophy Fraser Tech adopted late in that second half, and I'm pretty sure Marist will look to adopt it for most of this half here.
Half-time scores, Morrinsville 19-14 over the University of Waikato. Old Boys 5-3 in Collins Road against Melville. Marist have taken this into the maul. And a couple of players off the line-out and have now joined the maul. Hamilton Marist playing it at Fraser Tech at their own game. It is still moving for Marist, all but laterally though. Now there's an advantage pulling it down, and it's not just an advantage being played, it is a penalty try!
Yeah, well, I won't pretend to know what happened in there, but we've got the try.
I've got a funny feeling some of those Fraser Tech players might have just been pulling on the jerseys a little bit.
Yeah.
Situation like that, when it goes to a penalty try, that's pretty much the only reason.
Yeah, and if you tuned in just before the halftime break, you've almost seen a mirror image there of the points scored at the end of that first half.
I think people are still trying to adjust now that it's been 3 or 4 years. That a penalty try now is an automatic 7 points, no conversion needed. You get the conversion to go with the penalty try, so 7 on the board.
7 on the board, and Marist will be happy with that. That's a great way to get started in the second half. Struggling now a little bit, but 22-10 now gives them a bit of hope as they'll look to drill back into that corner. The wind has picked up in this after half time again, and the wind along with that sun is going to make it difficult for the guys at the back there, like Lansdowne, Cook Savage, Coombs Fabling at the back.
Collard from the restart finds a good touch finder. Still 10 metres inside his own half, so going back to half-time scores around the ground. 19-14 Morrinsville over University of Waikato. Melville 3-5 down against Hamilton Old Boys at home. And at Albert Park in Te Awamutu, 14-0 Otrahonga are leading Te Awamutu. If anyone is at the Hotupu Matamata game and can update us the score, that would be great. Fraser Tech have won this line out there for Pongi. Makes a couple of metres. Doesn't seem to be too many changes out there.
No, I've been looking for changes. The only noticeable thing is there's a bit of strapping tape added to Whare.
That was... yeah. And a little lock on from Fraser Tech.
Yeah, it looks like Whare's received some a little bit of a medic during the half time there, although he looks to be pulling it off quickly as he can, so it's obviously not too comfortable for him. It's on that right leg of his. And you can see Bevy's taking the whole thing off now, so
Did it in pretty quick fashion
pretty
too.
quick fashion, so that hasn't lasted too long as an experiment for him, so keep an eye on the way he favours that right leg as he gives it a flex.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bit of too restricting, and yeah.
I don't know if they make tape wide enough to get around that leg.
I think the physio for Fraser Tech's got a big smile on his face saying I spent quite a bit of time doing that.
Yeah, he did.
And he got rid of it quickly.
He did.
So Marist with the scrub. A little short ball there to Collard finding the grass. Lansdowne having to go backwards. Makes the bounce to be kind. Gets it, but he's net blow. Good tackle from Jordan Cox.
Yeah, it's been a big game, Cox, so far.
Just going infield at the moment is Fraser Tech. Dixon trying to clear the ball. Does now to Leilua. Down to Jenkinson. Collard with him. Collard back to Jenkinson. Runs it up. Big tackle. Dixon on him. But it's still there for Kay, and now it's there for Sasefa. And I've got a funny feeling Kim's Fabling might have got in the way of that one. Back to Dixon. Has it on the Bill Street side of Waikato Steel Fabricators Park. Ioane. I'm on the 10 metre line, Marist territory. Dixon finding Lansdowne. Gives it back to Dixon though. Those two were 9 and 10 for Tech last year. They know each other reasonably well. There for Kim's Fabling. Now it's Pongi. Off to Leilua. 10 metres outside the 22. Still in Marist's territory. Smith now. Off to McCarran. Just on the 22 at the moment. Nelly making some metres. Just going sideways, left to right at the moment. Smith takes a no-look pass. And Hamilton Marist will not get the penalty. They were appealing for it. They won't get it.
Yeah, well, Fraser Tech doing well there. They probably had a great build-up. It was about 15 or 16 phases, but they were running, like you said, a little bit laterally. Marist just picked them off pretty easily, but they'll be disappointed to hold out that many phases and now infringe.
Not surprised with 3 points early on. First half, only had 8 minutes. Keep accumulating.
Yeah.
Nothing like scoreboard pressure in any sport, is there?
No. And Marist just need to rethink this a little bit. They're a little bit guilty of trying to play the same game as Fraser Tech, but what they need to remember is they've got a good strong breeze behind them. Once they get the ball, they need to drill it back down into Fraser Tech's half and wear them out by making them run it back. So it's a little bit guilty of trying to play like for like. It's not their game to play right now.
Also, too, it wasn't that long ago that Hamilton Marist had that penalty try as well. That started off the second half. So
yeah, and you think about what Fraser Tech don't want, and that is to be driven straight back into that same corner as they
are no problems.
Take another 3.
It's 25-10. 9 minutes gone. Second half here.
Yeah, so I think Gilhenny Black needs to just have a quick chat to his boys and say, hey, look, guys, 9 and 10. Kane, Collard, find those corners again for us.
University of Waikato have tied up things against Morrinsville at Campbell Park in Morrinsville. Restart from Hamilton Marist, goes down to Lansdowne, who returns the kick, and it'll just settle things down just short of halfway.
Yeah, Fraser
Tech side.
Fraser Tech will be happy with this. Again, they're just using the ball well, seem to know when to hold it, and they're kicking well. So, chance here for Marist to use the breeze and get them back on attack here. The ball's taken down well. Marist have the ball.
Just on halfway at the moment. Things being settled down.
Good little pick up and go there.
As fair play is what Michael Winter's saying, but Marist still have it. We're just keeping in the tight 5 at the moment. Kay off to Tapaya, and there's a penalty being played. No clear release in the tackle. Must also say, Nick, two great games of rugby coming up tonight. I see someone saying go the Chiefs. I don't like that sort of talk on my live stream, mate, especially when I'm a Blues supporter. 4:30 kickoff, the first ever women's Super Rugby match, Blues versus Chiefs, and also the men's this tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I can tell you there's a certain player I'm looking forward to see, and I watched him in a boxing match not long ago, Liam Meeson, and he was looking as fit as I've ever seen him. So
he looks 21, not 41. You know, not that he's 41, but
yeah, he's obviously eating well at the moment, but he certainly looks fit, and I'm keen to see him get back on the field for us old guys and show them how it's done. Also, good to see Gatlin back at first 5. He's got a big future in front of him.
Short ball from Hamilton Marist. 5 metres out from the try line. Keep themselves in the game. They want to score here. And it's a penalty. And time off was the call from Michael Winter.
Yeah, looks like he's going to have a chat to a couple of the boys about some of their behaviour.
It'll just be the captain.
George Dwyer.
It's George Dyer that's been called out for Fraser Tech, the captain. Just about the infringements earlier on in the game, I did say they'd have to be careful.
Yeah, well, they've had one infringement close to the line that's cost them 7. They don't want to have that again. I think that might be accompanied by somebody having a rest. And again, good to see the Marist backs here. Looks like they're pretty close in field. Quite a tight line up here.
Yeah, this probably favours Marist both ways. Scrum, they've been pretty good. As long as that ball goes to hand from Hamilton Marist, they're in with a good chance to go and cross the line here.
Yeah, well, this is a good attacking opportunity for them, as you see Chidro hanging right on the touchline out here in the shade.
Inside ball to Lee Bristow.
So as we've heard it from the cameraman, he's picking an inside ball here to Bristow.
And Collard pretty quick, and that's actually just a short ball to Bristow. Joel's only half right. And there's a great ball coming in from Hamilton Marist as Mike Winter does his hop, skip and a jump around, gets himself in a great position and says, boys, that is held up. There are too many bodies lying on the ground there to see the ball.
There's only one thing harder to pick than what's happening in the front of the scrum, and that's probably what's going on. A collapse more on the try line. I think everyone will be complaining both ways there. But good opportunity from Marist, and they'll be hard on attack again as they look to split the backs this time. And we see Jenkinson move out to the right, and he's accompanied there by Bristow, who took the ball initially and just held up well and drove over.
100 years of Waikato rugby, 1921 to 2021 this year. Don't forget a few anniversary specialties coming up. Look back at Waikato rugby through the eyes of John Macbeth, Keith Quinn, some big names in rugby broadcasting in the decade days, as well as a Legends match against the Springboks Invitational. Marist have the ball. Scrum's gone round. There's a penalty advantage being played. Collard, can he get there? It is going to be held up. Mike Winter does an exceptional job. Always coached as a referee. When the ball gets into the goal line, get yourself in there nice and early. See the ball being planted. He did. It wasn't planted, and they come back to the penalty, innit?
Yeah, that looked like a great little tackle there at the back from Jenkinson. I mean, he's not a big man, but he's certainly got a big stature on the field. But they've been pulled back in here, and they look to chosen to go for a scrum again. They've been pretty strong with the scrum there. And Fraser Tech really soaking up some pressure here.
Yeah, well, they had that penalty. The penalty advantage came from the scrum. Just the pressure being, telling in the end. As some subs being rolled here for Fraser Tech, Nick.
Yeah, looks like we've got a change in the front row. Two subs being changed. We'll just wait to see who these players are.
One of them is Sam Penny.
Number 16, Penny comes on, and looks like number 19, Shears.
Yes, so Penny will go in for Corey Tongia. Number 2. Scrum right dead out in front of the sticks. 5 metres out. And first scrum goes down 25-10.
Good position to attack from here. Spoke about before, the back spread out.
There's Collard, Fawcett, Tupou and Tudro out the left. Duncanson and Tudro and Bristow out right. They have to win the ball from the scrum. Tech have got some pressure. Collard there for Tupou. Now it is going to be Newton Tudro that crashes over as he Winter just wants to double check.
Wood this.
And it's a try. Well, it's quite interesting because the assistant referee was shaking his head for a second there, so I was just a little bit worried that maybe he had put his foot in touch. Yeah, try awarded though, that's the main thing. 25-15 kick to come.
And that's some good reward from the Marist backs there. They've been playing well out to this left hand side. That time they split the backs up and they chucked a couple of dummy runners with Bristow and Duncanson out to the right, but Kay chose to come to the left hand side, and it was a good pass from Collard.
They never considered it.
Hands, and then it was held up well by the number 13 and a nice little offload to Tudro in the corner. So it's a good build up from Marist. They'll be wanting to get back into that corner again. So again, if you're the coach, you're hoping for some good structured rugby. Hold it at the back and drive down into these corners. You don't want to get stuck playing the same game as Fraser Tech.
Conversion outside line. Leon Holden trotting through too. He'll be a heavy man.
And the wind just has dropped a little bit at the moment here, so good conditions.
Collard, the right kicker. It doesn't look too bad at all. Assistant referees are happy. 25-17. 15 and a half minutes gone, second half.
And that's a lovely kick. He'll be happy with that. Still a bit of work here to do for Fraser Tech.
Didn't have actually too much weight on it, that kick. It held up a little bit, but as soon as it left his foot, it was going towards the post, you know.
Yeah, some of these kicks, when they get hoofed away, you just know they're going to go over it. It just curled across in the breeze.
Looks as though Valence Tafari is off the field as well. Bit of hamstring work going on there.
Yeah.
As the return from the kick-off is down to Lansdowne inside his own half. Fires it back inside to Leoa. Leoa has running there. Pongi tries to get through as Hamilton Marist have come through and pinched it. And Ezra Dunlop ended up with it, but he just couldn't hang on.
No, he's had a good game, Dunlop. He's made some big tackles, but he just managed to lose the ball there, and it would have been good to see him shoot off down this left flank. Fraser Tech with a couple of good runs there, though. And that's what they'll be looking to do now, is to hold that ball, put some phases together.
Going back to the centenary weekend. 3 games. Thames Valley versus Mid Canterbury in the afternoon. Wharapama Cup game yet to be decided, the opponents, and Bunnings NPC match going right back to game 1 for Waikato, where they play Taranaki all at FMG Stadium Waikato later on this season. On the details, go and have a look at the Waikato Facebook rugby page, Waikato rugby Facebook page. 100 years Waikato rugby. There for Dixon, Leoa. Short ball, it's forward.
Just a little bit of a hint of a forward pass there. The Marist supporters enjoying that.
We talk about momentum just about every commentary, Nick. It's just starting to swing. Things are starting to go Hamilton Marist's way.
Yeah, well, there's a combination of factors working together here, and perhaps that some of the fitness of Fraser Tech and the win behind Marist, they're just having a sniff at the moment. Again, they just need to play that structured rugby, and they'll be looking to hit back into this corner, pump it into these shadows deep towards FMG Stadium. And it looks like there's just a little bit of room here behind the Fraser Tech wing out here to our left hand side.
Maronsville currently 33-19 over University of Waikato, and Te Awamutu have scored 14-7. They're currently down to Otaronga. McCarran off the back, bit of an offload, but he's lost it in the tackle, and Mike Winter was playing an advantage.
Yeah, when you talk about momentum, and this could be a little shift here, there's an opportunity here for Marist to get another 3, trying to put them 5 behind, which means they could possibly win with a try.
So Fraser Tech is going to be ringing some changes. Laloa Tuafahi coming on.
Yeah, Fraser Tech looks like they need some fresh legs out there. Some good kick from Marist. So they'll take the ball just inside the... Looks like they'll just take it inside the 22 there. As their captain. He's been playing well today, Kilhenley Black.
It's the number 3 George Dyer that's come off for Fraser Tech.
Yeah, the try scorer.
Kilhenley Black looking to go middle of the line out and taken down into a maul there for Marist. Just trying to move the ball off the 22 metre line. They do now, a couple of metres inside. Ball is in there somewhere. It is at the back for Marist. That's Cox, John Cox that has it. It is still moving. A lot of forward movement being played in this game, and successfully. Marist are just going forward, just moving forward inch by inch at the moment.
Look at the backs of Cox.
Then go right hand side as Tupou juggles it, claims it though, 6 metres out. Right hand side, and there's another penalty. And Nick, I would say double blow. This means somebody might get a break for 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, there's been a few infringements and possibly too many now from Michael Winter, so he could be reaching inside the pocket there. And it looks like Marist are contemplating taking a scrum here. They've been playing some good rugby using the backs out here to the left, so could be the game plan there as the ball rests now with Kay at the back. Cox has been picking the ball up at the back too, Bevin. He's happy to run to this left hand side and link with Kay and then Dunlop on the inside.
And it's worked very well, and sometimes it hasn't always just been Kay. There's been a couple of times when Jenkinson's come in from fullback as well on the loop.
So I think Marist will be looking to either link in the back here with Tudro, and you might see some interaction between Cox and Kay at the back here. And it just looks like some of these Fraser Tech backs are just getting a little bit tired. There's a couple of changes out there now. There's some fresh legs.
Scrum coming in from Marist. Goes right hand side. Oh, it's been lost from Kay. Kick downfield from Coombs Fabling, and they'll come back and play the knock on. Angus K, they did go 8-9, but just didn't come off that time.
No, we spoke about it. They just a little bit of a miss in the interskills there, but they're probably doing the right thing. I wonder if they'll just look back on the highlights maybe and think it might have been a bit easier to come out here to the left. That's where the numbers were. They had a lot of support. And we'll see Fraser Tech with the ball. And they'll be looking to bring it out. So whether it's a kick for touch to give the ball back to Marist or whether they're going to look to hold on to it for a few phases, we'll have to see. Again, some fresh legs going out there. And it looks like the other winger, Nelly's just leaving the play. So he walks back behind the post now. He's had a good game. Been big on defence. Not too many changes here for Marist. They seem to be content just to play the 15 that have started.
And another scrum reset. It's buffering.
What is it?
The stream.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Not sure what's going on. Do I apologise, guys? It does seem as though the stream is buffering a bit. I'll have a look back. If it struggled, we'll post it back up. Liam Coombs fabling down the blind. And still there for Fraser Tech. Long ball over the top, but it is forward.
Well, it's good expensive play from Fraser Tech, but just the last pass letting them down a little bit, and it's gone reasonably far forward. Winger's given it everything he can to pick that up, but I think Bevin was always going to be struggling there.
Yeah, I mean the idea was right, just a bit too far on the pass.
Anyway, we see Marist in a really good position here now, just attacking directly out in front on that 10-metre line. And with not long to go, and 8 behind, they really need to get back into a position here to get some quick points. So again, the back spread out either way. Possibly looking to use Draught here on the left-hand side. He's been pretty effective so far.
It's amazing, Nick. You say not too long to go. There's actually 16 minutes. There's still quite a bit of the game, you know. It does seem as though the second half is lagging a bit. There for Kay. Now Collard. There for Jenkinson.
Good tackle there on the flank.
Now Gilheeney Black trying to make some meters on the 10-metre line. And shuffled through for the forwards. Barn there crashing it up. Now Dunlop making 5-10 metres. And I've just lost this one forward. They have. A little bit scrappy there at times, Nick.
Yeah, very scrappy, but what I saw there and what I noticed was the first 5 for Fraser Tech took it upon himself to make some big hits there and made 2 and 3 in a row. You can see him hands on hip just drifting back into the first 5, but Liua having a big game today, so he's got a good left foot, he's cleared well, he's held the ball well, and he's making big hits here on defence, which are making the difference at the moment.
Got a decent crowd out here too at Waikato Steel Fabricators Park, Mill Street. Smattering of people around.
Yeah, well, a big game here with
Fraser.
one taking on 5 in the table, so real chance here for Marist to go up. There's only a 5-point spread across all the teams all the way down to number 6. See a few tired boys there in the scrum, just getting some advice there from referee Winter.
Yeah, well, he's an experienced referee these days. I mean, that's done Mitre 10 Cup, now the Bunnings NPC, a few Farah Palmer Cup matches as well. So 40-19 at Campbell Park in Morrinsville over University of Waikato. 8-3 Hamilton Old Boys are leading Melville, and 14-7 Otrahonga currently over Te Amudu. The scores that we have. Ball comes to Leoa, and he's going to try and chip this one over Marist's heads. They can't. Draught has it. Shapes to kick, doesn't. Gets out of 1 and 2. Brought down in the end by Nathan Smith, and a little hint of an intercept from Fraser Tech, but he can't clean it.
Yeah, well, that's a good run back there from the winger Draught. Shaped to kick, and I just wonder if he probably should have kicked and popped it back into that corner. Marist need to get back into Fraser Tech's half, and they seem to be giving Fraser Tech chances to keep them in their own half here, so they just need to change the way they're playing and have a think about that. Again, they get another chance here though, but unfortunately for them, they're deep in their half. And the wind has just slowed down a little bit here, but I think if I'm in the Marist first 5, I'm looking to drill back into this Waikato Stadium corner. See, there's a big gap out here, just sitting behind the wing.
Oh, it's a free kick for an early shove. Kay goes quick. Collard finds Fawcett and manages to catch it on his shoulder. And Fraser Tech in looking for it. They'll get the penalty as well.
Yeah, some good play there from the number 7 for Fraser Tech, Yankovo, and he started well today and he's finishing well here as well. I think Marist will just be a little bit disappointed with how they used that position there. Had an opportunity to turn Fraser Tech around and just held on to it. As we see,
Leoa with a nice touch finder.
He's kicked well today. He's really directed Fraser Tech well around the paddock.
Sampene, the throw needed just outside the 22. Down to the back, it's overthrown again. His second. Cox has it. Go right, Collard firing it over to Tupou. It's the ball to boot. Boot to ball, and lands down. All he can do is watch that ball just trundle into touch. Great touch finder then.
Yeah, I think the reserves are happy with that. A few of them got to their feet, and you might hear the clapping in the background, but this is the game that Marist needs to be playing at the moment, and that's turning Fraser Tech around and attacking within that, attacking zone, that 22, the red zone as they might call it. So we see a few new reserves warming up here on the sideline. Looks like Fraser Tech again looking for some fresh legs.
Ball down to the back. Ioane cleans it up. Dixon firing the ball inside. Field. A couple of metres short of the 22. Now he goes back the other way. The ball came. Leoa's in the back in the pocket. And uses that decent boot on him, but Duncanson's back there. Has Draught with him. Try scorer. There for Tupou. Fawcett having to do some forwards work. Fraser Tech have walked over the top of this, and they'll win the penalty. Hamilton Marist player Newton Draught, I think it was, and from the side, and just ill discipline there. Nick, I think Hamilton Marist panicked at the wrong time.
Yeah, they did panic there, but it was also a good play from the Fraser Tech number 6. He got up his feet pretty quick and got over and drove over with some support. He made a good tackle, and he's just becoming a bit more apparent in this last few minutes here. The number 6, he's doing some good stuff. He's off the ball as well. Again, great kick from Leoa. He's having a big game here today. Wouldn't be too far away from a man of the match performance for me. Again, Marist is struggling outside their own 22 here.
Fraser Tech has a feed to the line out, not far from where they were just a couple of minutes ago. Ioane in the middle of the line out, having no issue there. Ball comes left. there for Nankiville. Still on the 22, Fraser Tech. Ball being shuffled through, lands down. Lands down out of a couple of tackles. Nice little hit up there from Tuhohi. Leoa with all the time in the world with a drop kick. And it's away to the right. They'll have the penalty, that's the reason why I got a funny feeling that we've seen Bev's broadcasting history. I've never seen someone do a drop kick in the...
No, he's obviously,
on the stream?
Yeah, a well-balanced and patient player. He understood what was happening and went for the 3 points, knowing that he could come back and have another go at it. Just looking at the Marist hooker at the moment, Gilhini Black, he looks like he might have gone down with a bit of an injury to the wrist or the hand. He was involved in a big tackle a few phases just before. Fraser Tech will be happy just to sit here and take their time. Using the phase as well together, Bev, and that's working in two ways. One thing is they're taking away the ball from Marist, and the second thing is they're using up time, so it's working in two ways for them well.
And the scoreboard still shows them in front. Conversion just a couple of metres to the right hand uprights, 23 metres out. Not a problem there at all from Leoa. It is successful. 11-point ball game now. 28, Fraser Tech leading against Hamilton Marist. As more clean jerseys are out on the field.
Yeah, we see a little change at halfback there for Fraser Tech. Took the extra 3 there, and it's a good kick from him. He's had a big game. Really good on defence, and he's distributed the ball well. Marist here just can't get caught up trying to play the one off the right end. I've got to get deep inside Fraser Tech's half and start again.
A restart down towards the 22. Calmly taken. Nice little run there from Nankiville. Martin has it at the back of the ruck for Fraser Tech. As it goes down to Jenkinson. Nice little run from him.
That's a good run from Dunlop. Just happy to drive the ball up there.
Now there for the number 6 from Marist, Whenua. And Marist going forward at a good rate at the moment. Deep inside the Fraser Tech 22. Oh, it's a loose ball from Collard to Collard. There for Draught. Draught runs it up the middle. Hit by some blue shirts. It's been knocked on the tackle though. Lands down. Kim's Fabling. He'll kick the ball, but it's going to go infield rather than a touch finder.
Yeah, it's been the story of the day for Marist, hasn't it?
Opportunities just not converted. Jenkinson met by a great tackle from Coombs Fabling. And Fraser Tech looking for it. They can't win it though. There for Tupou. Drills it left hand side. For Fraser Tech to have to go back. Nankiville realising there's nobody covering. There's absolutely no green jerseys within sight though. Now it's fired back inside from Fraser Tech with their green jerseys. Leoa, Hongi. Hamilton Marist going to get a penalty out of this. Couple of penalties either way there, Nick, for the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's just a little bit scrappy there. Fraser Tech looking to hold on to the ball, but Marist managed to get numbers there. Now looking to look to that corner. You need to get down there and look to drive to the back of that line out. Worked for them well just after half time, but they seem to go away from that game plan for a while, and Fraser Tech just holding the ball.
Jenkinson met by a great tackle.
And Marist sort of
from
adopted the same
Coombs
approach.
Fabling.
They really should have been looking for
Fraser
those
Tech
corners
looking
and
for it. They
start
can't win it though.
Taking situations
There for Tupou. Drills it left hand side.
Now, Marist.
The Fraser Tech have to go back before realising there's nobody covering.
It's a good throw, take it at the back there as they willy away.
Hamilton Marist back inside the Fraser Tech 22. Keeping ball in hand at the moment. Absolutely no green jerseys within sight though. Daniels with a now fired back inside.
Just a little bit scrappy there. Fraser Tech
for Dunlop.
onto the ball, but Marist needs to get numbers there.
Kirk Nartai's on the field playing half back there.
Need to get down there and
there for Collard. Put out ball to Jenkinson. Finding some running there from Tupou.
That game plan for a while and
Tupou back inside. It's an advantage playing Hamilton Marist's way. Ball over the top and they've scored a try.
Yeah, that's a great build up there and they'll be happy with that. Some good interplay and particularly the new halfback that's come on. He's been looking for the ball out particularly quick.
Fraser Tech looking for it.
Good to see one of the fresh legs there for Marist. Pick and go.
Drills it left hand side.
Continue to do though, and that's the drive to these
Fraser
corners.
Tech have to go back before realising there's nobody covering.
It's a good throw, take it at the back there as they willy away.
Marist
won't
back
be an easy
inside the
kick.
Fraser's on the field playing half back there.
Need to get down there and just going.
There for Collard. Put out ball to Jenkinson. Finding some running there from Tupou.
Game plan for a while and just outside and hope to bend it round.
Back inside. It's an advantage playing Hamilton Marist's way. Ball over the top and they've scored a try.
Yeah, that's a great build up there and they'll be happy with that. Some good interplay and particularly the new halfback that's come on.
Assistant referees in it. Pretty happy.
Sounded good off the foot and can go around nicely and he's got the legs to go up. That's the drive to these corners.
All about rhythm and style. Collard does it well. 4-point ball game.
It's a good throw, take it at the back there as they come back well here again, but they need to get back into that corner. This won't be an easy kick.
On the field, playing half back there.
Need to get down there and
They've lost the time currently, so they're going to play it with Referee's hands. Finding some running there from Tupou. Leo gets us underway, he'll go deep.
it's a wobbly kick.
Low. It's wobbly, but it's great for Fraser Tech. Marist have to clean up. They've had some issues with the bouncing over ball. Scored a try.
That's a great build up there and they'll be happy with that. Some good interplay.
Let's get out of here. Assistant referees in it. Pretty happy.
Well, they'll get the ball not far outside.
All about rhythm. I do realise there was Collard does it well. Currently 4-point ball game. The video will be uploaded properly. To Bev's broadcaster Facebook page. There is a link that I've just commented on. In the comments, it's Fraser Tech won it. I'll either be tonight or tomorrow morning. As Fraser Tech's ball not really going anywhere as Hamilton Marist coming through. It's breaking off. Fraser Tech currently. They all are back in the pocket. It's the second attempt for Fraser Tech. Low, but it's not going to do very well. No penalty advantage either. So they all with it. Finding some support runners. In for two tries. Back inside. Nice little passing to the number 18, Sam Poe. They go right. They've got numbers. Hamilton Marist to burn. As the ball is just being a little bit stagnant. Now it's come out free to Collard. Come back for a penalty. The video will be uploaded properly. There's a 4-point ball game. There's broadcaster on the Facebook page. There is a link that I've just commented on. In the comments, it's Fraser Tech won it. I'll either be tonight or tomorrow morning. As Fraser Tech's ball not really going anywhere as Hamilton Marist coming through.
Take the points. Drive to the corner.
It's breaking off. Fraser Tech currently.
Use that corner well.
They all are back in the pocket. It's the second attempt for Fraser Tech. Low, but it's not going to do very well. No penalty advantage. Right, FMG Stadium Waikato corner. As the ball
See the shadows on the field now. The sun's coming down. It's a good winter day here in the Waikato.
So scores around the traps, 54-19, Martinsville currently leading over the University of Waikato. Still 8-3 at Collins Road to Hamilton Old Boys over Melbourne. 26-14 to away to Town 2. One there from the Commentators, Fraser Tech, Marist, these are big players. Start tight, urging it forwards in. Get in there and ball. I actually even think Pollard might even be in the middle of that. The old-fashioned 10-man maul. It is near the try line. Marist is celebrating. But Michael Winters is held up. They all are back in the pocket. And that is all full time. What a cracker of a match we've had here, Nick Shoston.
Yeah, it's a fantastic match. Well, 4 points in it if you had told me that. This goes on the field now. It's coming down. It's a good. Marist has come back really well. They should be proud of
scores around the traps, 54-19. Martinsville currently leading over the University. That's been a great game. Big fight chased by both sides. Unfortunately, 26 generally in a game of rugby. It has to be one winner, one loser. Let's have a Marist.
They couldn't get across the line. Some good players out there on the field today, in particular the number 10 for Fraser Tech and a blinder. He's really had a great game. Defense in particular, which is very, very good.
They will pop up from all over the place. Anyway, that is the action we have tonight. My thanks to Nick Shoston for providing comments. Joel Skulander behind camera. It is Fraser Tech that have taken this one out 28 over Hamilton Marist. And that is all full time! What a cracker of a match we've had here, Nick Shoston. Thanks very much for tuning in. To apologise for those streaming issues. I will post up the video to Bev's broadcasting Facebook page. Go and scores around the traps. 419 Facebook comments. That's been a great game. Post the comments page. Anyway, for now, Kakitea and go the Blues up. Let's have a